Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What are you guys doing? It's Friday night. It's summertime, summertime, summertime. I'm loving this summer weather here. Although in Florida it's kind of subtropical. I think that's the word for it here. Is it subtropical? And so with subtropical weather, what happens is during the daytime, you can get down on the beach, get out in the sun, check out the waves, see what's going on, and do some water sports, whatever. It's sunny. You can get a little sun kissed, and then from like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then all of a sudden at 2 p.m., what was a beautiful sunny day, all of a sudden these black clouds roll in, and that you get these just crazy torrential downpours in the afternoon. That's what we get here in Florida in the summertime, spring and summertime. Beautiful days, crazy wet drenchers of afternoons, and it's kind of cool though. I kind of get used to it. I like it. So that's what we've been doing. I'm working on a lot of personal readings, but I've also been getting out and enjoying the sunshine. I can see reading chats coming in, but I can't really read them because I don't have my glasses on. Hey guys. Hey Rebecca. Hey Jane. Hey Shannon. It got almost 90 degrees here. Oh wow, in Montana, 90 degrees. Crazy. I don't know what degrees. I don't know what the degrees was here, but it was really nice. It was nice and warm, and something fell on my roof. So, just the reason I brought up the subtropical weather here, okay, like it was really quiet and nice, and then all of a sudden something just crashed. Like the wind picked up really loud just a few minutes ago, and something came crashing down. Like out of the blue, something came crashing down and fell on my roof because the wind blew like a big branch out of a tree or something. I don't know. I just heard it, and Bentley was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And if Bentley barks, you know it's loud because Bentley he's got one foot in the grave. Poor baby's like deaf, blind, can barely walk. So he started whoa, 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 and I was like, okay, I know that was loud if Bentley heard it. So hey, what's up, Stacy Love? West Coast here, Venice. Nice, 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 nice. Janie, nice to see you in Maryland. Hello, Melinda. I have you on the list. Rainy and cool in Oregon. Yeah, that sounds about right, huh? We're gonna do some readings tonight and have some fun with you guys. Let me call in my angels, my guardian angels, my archangels. Raphael, Uriel, Michael, Gabriel. All right. Hey, Julene, nice to see you. Nice to see you very much. What are you guys doing? Hey, Scotty, nice to see you. Hey, Ann, nice to see you. What are you guys doing? Scott, was it you who booked a reading recently, but I wasn't able to get? It was somebody. Was it either Scott or John? Somebody booked a reading, and I can't remember if it was Scott or John in the last couple of weeks, but had to put it on hold because I never got in touch with you. If you want to get back on there, we can do that again. I'm pretty much almost caught up. By this weekend, I'll be totally caught up. So whoever that was, I apologize. I wasn't able to get to your reading. I don't know if that was you, Scott. I don't know why I'm connecting that to you for some reason. Warm and lovely in Houston. Nice. Hanging by the pool. That sounds like fun. I like it. Okay, so let's get started. If you'd like to get on the list, the list is open. I've got just Melinda. You're the only one on the list that I know of, unless I haven't checked it in a few minutes. But I think it's just you, Melinda, and of course Rebecca. We need to wrap up your reading too. We didn't really get to finish that the other night because I sometimes I get caught in between where I'm like it's either trouble connecting or I go way too deep. It's good when I can find the sweet spot, but I was going way too deep the other night and just taking too long, getting way mired in the details of people's readings, and so we never really got yours finished. Do you take Super Chat or PayPal? I do sometimes take Super Chat and PayPal. Tonight I don't think I'm going to because I don't want to be on too long. I've got some other things to work on, but I do, yes. It's just the wind. He's just going crazy. Bentley. Hold on, guys. Bentley, it's just the wind, Bubba. It's just the wind. It's all good. He's here. He's laying by my feet. Poor guy. He doesn't know which way is up. Thanks for my read the other night. I've been working on making an appointment for past life. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Confirmation when you brought up past life. Ooh, yeah, I love that. Let me know how that goes. I cannot wait to hear about that. Super cool. Let me know how that goes, Shannon. See, that's something I'm really interested in. In fact, I've been considering getting trained in QHHT. QHHT, for those of you who don't know, is quantum healing hypnosis technique. And it's a specific technique of hypnosis in which you take a person back beyond birth, beyond life, this lifetime, into whatever's in their conscious or subconsciousness, I guess, from before. And it's really the Dolores Cannon, who I consider to be such a great sort of pioneer in not only that obviously, but just for me in the spiritual realm. She's done it before I mean, she spent the last, I think, 30 years of her life really perfecting that technique. And what she discovered, she wrote so many books about it. I think the best one is the Convoluted Universe series. We have all been, guys, our souls. This is not your first. I mean, there. I don't even think it's a possibility that this is your first go around at this point in time, unless you're like an indigo child or someone who. Oh yeah, she's been dead a little while. Unless you're like an indigo child or some. Her daughter's carried on the torch though and runs the classes and stuff. Unless you're like an indigo child or someone of that ilk who has come in here because of the call, right? And you were a soul busy in some other part of the galaxy doing some other thing, and the call pulled you in for that to do the thing for this because of whatever the event is that's coming. That could be it. But otherwise, this is not your first rodeo, guys. This is not your first rodeo. Odds are not likely. Yeah, she died. I think she was in her 80s. I don't know. She lived quite a long life. Yeah, check out the Convoluted Universe series. I've only read a couple of those books. They're really, really good though. Really good. Super, super good. Yeah, she did. Hello. Okay. All right, Jane. Okay, so let's start with Melinda. Melinda, what is your question, Melinda? Melinda was the name of one of my favorite characters. I was a big when I was a kid. I'm going to tell you guys a story real quick before we start your reading. So, when I was a teenager, thank you, Zainab. That's very sweet. When I was a teenager, I being a gay, well, in the early 90s, being gay was not really that acceptable, at least where I grew up. And as a teenager, one of the things that I used to do every day when I got home from school was I would watch the soap opera Guiding Light. My grandmother watched it, my mom watched it, my aunts watched it. Everybody watched Guiding Light. The men in the family too when they were home. Like that was something we did. We watched the soap opera Guiding Light. So when I would get home at 3 in the afternoon, I'd be doing my homework and pop on Guiding Light. Well, I don't know, like it became kind of like an escape for me and something that I really connected to and felt like I could just go into that little world and not have to worry about my own problems. And no, like a cry story. It's just a story. But the reason I mention it is because Melinda, who's getting a reading from me, and one of my favorite characters' name on that show, that soap opera, was Melinda or Mindy. And what's funny about that is just recently, this guy who was a PR guy for that show, he was like me. He watched the show. He was a gay guy watching the show, and now he went to work there as a PR guy. Anyway, he has a YouTube now as well. His name is Alan, and thank you for doing that, Alan. He's been doing because of the quarantine and the COVID-19 and everything, and everybody being stuck at home. He was saying like he really missed his soap operas that he used to watch and be a part of, and so he's been doing these little like reunion shows on YouTube where different actors from those soaps are getting together and doing reunions and talking about their time on the show and stuff, and it's been really fun. And so the actors that I liked when I was little, like a teenager and a little kid, were on the other day, so we were all just having a good time catching up on old stuff. So haha, getting glad I watched too. Yeah, Shannon, I love that show. So anyway, yeah, a lot of the characters and the actors, I know a couple of, in fact, one of the actors that was on the soap that I watch is a friend of mine now. It's funny how your world is so small when you're young, depending on where you grow up and where you live, and the world kind of expands as you grow up and you get out in the world, and so yeah, it was just that interesting sort of like retrospective for me. But yeah, I actually did, Sandra, when I was younger. Not a lot, like just some print and commercial work, all like under five and extra work, nothing serious. I mean, other than like local plays and stuff. But yeah, like if it was film or anything like that, it was extra work, under five, that type of stuff. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with Melinda. Yeah, now it's all reality TV and game shows. What are you doing? What are you doing? Freaking out. He's freaking out, y'all. Okay, let me read this, Melinda. You felt guided? You felt guided to reach out to Brian last night. I wasn't expecting that. I texted him after no contact for 4 months. How does he feel about my message? I was nervous to text, but I think I'm meant to. Okay, so you think you were meant to do a reach out. Probably you weren't. Just kidding. I mean, maybe. What is your sign, Melinda? I don't remember. Is it Gemini? What is your sign? Well, it's just because usually the person in your situation is not, it's not advisable to do a lot of reaching out. Libra. Okay. It usually hinders rather than helps, but hey, you never know. Something, there could be a reason. Well, you know that. I mean, you know what I mean. Just generally speaking. Yeah, there's a lot. Well, it's not just Venus. There's a lot of retrogrades happening right now, so everyone's going over past stuff in their head and memories and all that, that BS. And yeah, that's why it's so easy for our emotions can fool us a lot and tell us to do. We never want to. Don't let your emotions fool you. Emotions are good though. I mean, sometimes if your emotions telling you to do something, it's because you need to do it, right? Just have to see what happens. Retro is sticky. How did he feel when she reached out? What's that? Yeah, I think he really liked hearing from you, but because you got the Ace of Wands, which is like some excited energy, maybe a renewal of passion, but you've also got the Three of Swords, so there's some heartbroken energy too. It's interesting. It feels like this person's not really sure where to go with this. Like, what are you doing? They're not really sure what to do with you. They see you as Brian's seeing you as the Queen of Swords on one hand, and on the other hand, the Queen of Pentacles. So it's opposing energies. I feel like maybe Brian's wondering, are you not? Have you given Brian sort of the idea that you're just kind of like at arm's length, and then you come back, or what? I don't know. I thought that it was very clear to him that what you wanted from this, but maybe he's really not clear about that. There's a lot of passion here, which is good. I mean, that's always good. He's not showing a lot of heart emotion. Right, so then he should know, if he pushed you away, he should be clear about what you want. Like, he should know you want this, or at least you did. But just because he's the one who pushed you away doesn't mean he would know you want it. Because usually someone pushes me away pretty hard, I may stop wanting it. Then I go from wanting to, I didn't want that after all. You know what I mean? So maybe he's thinking that that's what you did. There is, he's definitely very focused on his own desires. Like, he's not worrying about, this is someone who is not interested in making another person happy right now. I'm getting that very strongly from his energy. So if we're talking about Brian, let me tell you how I feel about Brian, just looking at these cards as an individual. Brian is not an individual who is looking for another person to make happy. He is very much focused on his own happiness, his own life, getting his own shit together. He feels a lot of, anything outside of Brian feels heavy to him, like he doesn't want to deal with type of energy. Now, when it comes to you, there's some heartbroken energy and there's some passion, so that's good. But this person is very resistant to having to worry about another person for some reason right now. He's got this Nine of Pentacles, which is all about focusing on me, focusing on my needs, not wanting to give to another person. But he's also got the Two of Pentacles as an overall energy, which to me says he does feel like he's got to kind of choose, because He sees like both sides of it. He sees like, okay, well, I could have happiness there. There's a light that emanates from that connection. But then on the other side, it's so much easier to just deal with myself. And dealing with myself is not so easy. There's victory in this connection still. Universe or the world card. A lot of battle here, spiritual warfare. It feels. Here's the thing about being a reader. When you're a reader, you have to have your spirit guides not only have to give you the message that the people need, but they have to give the message the people need according to where the person you're reading for is at. Because I could talk to you about the 72 jinn, which are the angels and the demons, which are all two sides of a coin, and the 72 jinn of King Solomon, and sound like a crazy person, unless you were somebody who was spiritually at that point where you have an understanding that good and evil are just two sides of the same thing. So what we're talking about for this reading, for this person, for Melinda and Brian, we're talking about romance, human life experience, and we're talking about what this person is going through from that lens and where they're at spiritually in their experience. We're not going that deep. If I was reading for somebody who was on a hermetic path and in a total, do you see what I'm saying? So the guide, you have to think about how interesting it is when the guides, they have to pull the reading through we have to pull it through a lens that it's going to fit and apply for the person I'm reading for, in this case Melinda. So when I see this card for you, what it's telling me is that Brian, and therefore you, because he's your twin, are doing battle. You're doing spiritual warfare with a serpent. Is that a good thing, bad thing? It's ultimately no, it's neither. It is what it is. But it feels, based on your experience at this time and place, it feels like a very bad thing. Separation feels very bad to you, right? So yeah, what you're wanting for where you are right now and what you're experiencing are not, they're not jiving. You could either make those things jive based on your choice to grow spiritually in that path, or you can work on trying to get things back with Brian. But I can tell you where Brian is right now is very self-centered. So you might do well kind of being selfish yourself, because Brian's in a very, he's like in his own little cylinder of energy, and he doesn't want to let other people into that, it feels like. That's what this feels like to me. It feels very selfish. Not in a bad way. Like I said, calling it good or bad feels very provincial spiritually, like very low vibe, like very, not very expansive. But it is a reality. This person is not wanting to. So what I would ask myself if I were you is, what about me and where I'm at in my path is making me want to give and reach out to someone who doesn't want to give and reach out back? What are you going through at this point in time? What battle are you going through within yourself that's causing you to want to reach out to somebody who does not feel the same about you? And if they do feel the same, they're not willing to express it. What is the need within you to do that? I had to go through this myself because it's a beautiful thing to love unconditionally, but love is an action. You know, love is an action more than anything. And I don't care how much someone feels love for me. If they're not willing to act on that love, they ain't loving me. So I'm out the door. And I think that's kind of what I'm getting for you is this person feels for you, but they're not willing to let you into their world. This person's just not willing to let you into their world. So the question then you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself is, why do I want to be a part of someone's world who isn't willing to let me in? What is aching within me that needs to be healed that would make me do that? Because it doesn't matter if someone's a soulmate, a karmic, or a twin soul. If they're treating us a certain way, our reaction is a reflection of something going on within us, not about them. And you're battling here just like they are, but you guys are battling separately. Okay, so I would go down in those roads if I were you right now, Melinda. I'm trying to keep this as where it's at. Yeah, well, that's good, but I think this person felt like it was looking for something, the text. And maybe it is because you're asking how you received it, right? And if it's an I'm sorry text, like we learn in like 12-step programs and stuff, making amends is about changing within ourselves. It's not about you can't affect how someone receives what you're doing. If you send an I'm sorry, that's a beautiful thing. And I think you can be very full and happy within yourself that you have made amends for something that you did wrong. If you still feel you did something wrong to this person and you're making amends, that's beautiful. I would say don't do that again though, because you've said your sorries, and now it's time to really move forward into I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting this message that selfishness is the order of the day for you, and it's really time. It's really time for you to be selfish. But I don't think you need to be there for him if he ever needs you right now. I really think, and that's not to say that down the road this can't be beautiful, because if it's a twin soul connection, you're not really separate at all in spiritual ways, but you are separate in physical body experiences in this plane, and you've got to learn about really protect. I feel like your energy is. I'm looking at two pictures here that mirror each other, except one picture is taking such care of itself that it's been curated, it's been perfected, it's been glazed over, and the other picture is running because you're allowing the energy to be drained from the paint. Don't let your picture run, or you won't mirror someone anymore if their picture is refined and perfected, and you're there to help them perfect their picture, but you're letting yours run. Your painting is just as worth is of the same amount of value as that one, but it's going to depreciate if you're not careful. Make sure you're really being selfish at this time to take care of yours. We're all going through such an amazing transition right now, and it's bumpy. It's a true it's a true ascension, but it's more than an ascension. I mean, it's a complete transformation, and we're able to survive it, which is kind of crazy. Usually, when something almost this cataclysmic happens, we don't survive in this physical realm. Things shift over, but we're able to survive this one. But it's going to be hard. We are going to have to pull back our energy a little bit, especially if we're people that tend to want to help others, and we're light workers that just bleed from our hearts. We got to protect that and sort of firm it up and go, oh no, it doesn't matter who you are. This is mine, and nobody can come here. And then move within that space. We can love in a real proper way. But there's a lot of energy for you talking about taking it back, pulling it back. And that's where the victory path is for you too. It's going to be very empowering. It's hard to do we all have that one person, no matter how empowered we are, we all have that one person who can just make us weak like that. But that's where you've got to, that's where we really have to tie up the loose ends. Those are the areas where we have to learn to, I can love you without giving away any part of myself. This person, where they're at, I don't feel like this person can be loved by you without taking from you something you shouldn't be willing to give. That's what it feels like right now. So just be aware of that, okay? Because you may have communication even in the near future, but I want you to be careful with where that goes. You never want to go backwards in these type of relationships. You know what I mean? All right. Good luck. Good luck with that. Okay. Somebody else sent, hold on one sec, guys. Jane. I think it's Jane. And Jane. That's probably why you might. Wanted to clarify my last mini reading. Got emotional, and it's what I needed because sometimes it's easier for me to block or not see subconscious. Yeah, me too. Okay. Okay, Stephanie, thank you. So how's everybody doing this Friday? Are you guys taking care of yourselves? Are you having a nice time out there? So movie theaters are opening back up soon, which is exciting. In limited capacities, of course. What was Jane trying? Oh. I don't remember what your last reading was about, but the clarifiers are interesting. You're being called to, again, there's a shoring up that needs to happen here, guys, within all of us, regardless of where we are. You know, for me, and this is how I learned, and I hope this helps all of you. What I've learned is when I give of myself so much that I'm willing to care for someone and stop caring for myself, what happens? I immediately am subject to relapse, and we'll start seeking chemical escape from reality. And then the great thing that happens with that is if I relapse and start doing the drugs, I'll become an absolute lunatic. Like nothing I do or say will make sense anymore. So protecting yourself, and for me, from those terms, protecting myself, it's a life or death type of deal. It's do I want to be my best self, which is way up there, or do I want to be on the cusp of ending up in a mental hospital? Because it's that big of a difference for me. Now, for a lot of you, it may just be the difference between feeling a little lonely or feeling a little happy. It may not seem that big, but it is. And eventually, the more aware of it you are, it becomes a bigger thing of take care of you, take care of someone else. You can't do them both until you can. And when you can, you know you can because you're square, you're safe, you're balanced, and you really are where no matter what anyone else does around you, it doesn't change the way you're going to treat yourself. Okay? Nobody's going to make you become a masochist all of a sudden. For you, Jane, specifically, you've got something similar to that. Again, it's about this shoring up. You've got the Empress card here, and the Empress card is a beautiful card. It's I think it is. I always say I sort of refer to this as like it's the divine feminine in physical form, but it's more than that. What the Empress represents is everything I've been talking about. Taking care of yourself, loving yourself first and foremost, and also knowing that you've got some real healing to do within yourself that really has nothing to do with another person. And except in as much as they mirror back to you what you need to know, right? And the only thing people ever mirror back to me that I'm really close to is good things about myself, that I'm a very kind and loving person, and that maybe I need to love myself a little more and not be so kind, right? Pull back my own energy just a little bit. Whatever it is for you, Jane, what's the message you get from this? Shoring it up, taking care of yourself, a need for healing here. And there's this big X, right? To me, there's something here that's saying you're not giving yourself the royal treatment as much as you should. And why, I don't know, when like Queen Elizabeth, when when you see them sign their names, there's something, yes, we need to get to you, Marcy. I called on you a few times yesterday. When you see this X, to me, what it speaks of, Jane, is like the Royal Highness signing their name, and so what? But it's also a measure of not giving yourself what you deserve. There's your kingdom, the Four of Pentacles. You are the one blocking this. Nobody else. I mean, there's nothing here blocking this but you. You've got the Hanged Man as an overall energy. You're on the cusp of a lot of energy coming in where there's this enlightenment. It's like a light switch going on where you suddenly realize, oh, I need to do this for myself. Oh, I've got to give that to myself. Oh, that asshole is never going to give that to me. I've got to give that to myself. You know, that type of thing. Four of Pentacles says you're holding on to things you've got to let go of, okay? You've got to let go of some things from the past. It's like your healing is here. It's trying to come in, but you're blocking it. I also feel you're going to start, if you look at the green, sort of I don't know what that is, the greenery behind her and how the orbs are coming up with the green grass that's growing. As your abundance grows, as you take, it's a ripple effect. And this goes for everyone. This isn't just Jane, guys. This is all of us. It's a ripple effect. As you take care of yourself, you do the work within, you take care of yourself, you protect your energy. You don't let anyone, even your twin soul, be someone who takes from you what you need for yourself. There's a point where you and your twin soul can exchange that energy again, but you know when that happens? When they're willing to give back to you everything you give to them. When that happens, guys, that's Gucci. That's beautiful. That's what it's all about. That's what twin souls should do. Whatever you give to them, they should be giving it back to you. Then there's no problem with giving. Then it's okay to love and to let the floodgates go. But when they're not giving it back to you, and it's a one-way street, oh, no, that is not going to work for us, okay? This says, as you take care of yourself, as your abundance grows, more orbs show up. The doves, the orbs, all of those things come into your awareness as you're taking care of yourself, as you're raising the bar, as the cream rises, as you do that. Nobody else, no spirit guide, nobody. You, as you do that, that's when you're going to start to get more messages. The messages come through. The synchronicities increase. All of that happens when you decide for it to. So it's really a lot of a message about you. You've got, and see that, I think it's important while we do know that it's about us, to also understand what, as long as it's a message, but to also understand that what other people are doing is not about us. That's about them, right? So there has to be that separation. That's beautiful, Starshine. I'm really happy for you. I hope everyone gets to that point soon. Yeah, Kelsey, I think there's still openings. I haven't checked recently. I don't think I have too many people on the list. It should be fine. It should be just fine. Let me see. Let me check it real quick, guys. Hang on. Okay, so I've got Stephanie. You're next. Stephanie, and then Janice. Stephanie, Janice, and then I've got to do Marcy. So I'm going to do Marcy from last night, and then Stephanie and Janice. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so good luck with that, Jane. I think that's pretty much all I've got for you. It's really about, seems to be what all the cards are about. Shore it up. Don't, it's about the generosity and the love and the kindness and all of that, the lack of judgment. Save that for yourself. The harshness, give that to others. You're welcome, sweetie. I hope you don't mind me saying or injecting here, but this is making me think about the four agreements. Yes, very good point, Shannon. I think absolutely that's a great point to add in. Hi, Aisha. Nice to see you. Perfect guidance for all of us. I think for all of us. So I thank you, spirit guides. That's good guidance for all of us. Okay, so next we're going to do Marcy. Marcy, Marcy, Marcy. Z wants to know, can I ask a question too? Sure. Yeah, you can go after. Oh, because yeah, you sent a donation via. We're not doing those, guys. We're not doing super chat tonight, but yeah, that's fine. Z. Guys, don't ever send like. Don't do that. Don't send stuff and then and I will let Z because I've worked with her before and stuff. But you guys know, like if it says whatever it says for the night, like that's how we're doing it. I can't just be taking payments just because you, and I appreciate it, but just because you're kind enough to send a super chat, if that's not what I'm doing at that time, I'm not always going to say, okay, yeah, you can get a question in. So don't think just because I'm doing it for her that I'm going to always do that. Go ahead, Marcy. What's your question, Marcy? Right, I know, and that's fine, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter if what guys, whether you have Cash App, don't have Cash App. If I don't have it on the list, you can't do it unless I okay it first. Should I let go of the Libra in my life? Let's see. Whoa. Yeah, I think so. I think there's definitely something that needs to wrap up between you two. There's some, but what I would say is because you do have the you know you've got the death card. So when somebody listen, I don't feel like I need to intuit this very much. When somebody asks a question like, "Should I move on from something or should I let something go?" and the death card comes out, it's pretty clear what the answer is. I mean, Spirit's saying like, see, when this comes out this clear, I have to say, Marcy, I feel like Spirit's saying, yeah, and they're going like, we've been telling you this, and every sign has already showed you this. Didn't you already know this? Like everything has been showing you this for a while, and you know you've been going against the flow of the universe, trying to hold on to this probably already. That's what this feels like it's saying to me, like very strongly, like. The fact that you haven't let it go says that you've been going against what the universe is trying to show you to do. Like, and that means like if you're trying to make something work with someone and it's just not working, that's the universe telling you move on. If someone's running from you and you're chasing away, that's the universe saying, what are you chasing after? We don't chase in this world. That's not how this works. You know, that type of thing. So I'm getting a strong message for you that you're not flowing the way the universe wants you to flow. And guys, if someone's a twin soul and they're running from you, the only way it's ever going to work out is if you stop chasing them. Don't reach out to them. Like, get your life together. You're literally doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do if you're chasing after someone. And I'm not saying you are, Marcy. This is for everybody. Because a lot of people seem to not get that. They hear it, but it doesn't sink in. Like there is no reason, if someone is running from you, there is literally no reason I can think of. Maybe besides your death, if someone wants to let them know you died, I guess that would probably be okay. But no, there's just no reason. Because that's deep. When someone runs from us spiritually, that's deep stuff going on there. You got to think about that. When you know someone loves you, but they're running from you still, like that's pretty heavy. Think about what that means for someone to, you know, that person loves you, and yet they're running from you. That's heavy stuff, guys. That means something. And the last thing you want to do is interfere with what Spirit's trying to do for them. You've got what you've got here, Marcy, is the Queen. You've got the Death card, and then you've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, so what does this mean? It means you have so much within your power here. Now, although that you are getting a let go, a let go, move on, yes, a firm yes. You've also got this Eight of Wands here. It came out in reverse. What does that mean? And Ten of Wands upright at the bottom of the deck. There's a cycle that's trying to wrap up, and for you to let go, you may need to say your goodbyes. You may need to write a letter, like a Dear John letter, or something that like cuts this thing, that ends this, that closes this for now. There's a need for you to communicate something and then go. I don't know what it is, but this feels like there's a need to say something. But don't say it don't say it and then go, ooh, I wonder how they received it. I wonder what they think. No, this is a need for you to say something, say it, don't spray it, and go. You know what I mean? Like, be done. Be done. There's a lot of power in endings, right? There's power in endings if you let there be, okay? There's so much power in this Queen of Wands card too. The Queen of Wands is such a strong magical energy. It's kind of saying to me that you're probably going to feel the best you've felt in a while by taking this action. It's going to really empower you. And although you've got a lot of feelings for this person and you love them, that's beautiful. Love is a beautiful thing, and love is powerful, and love is strong, and love can conquer all, but not if we are not acting out of love. And guys, chasing someone who's running from us is not acting out of love. That's acting out of desperation. I don't care. And you can argue with me all you want. Trust me, that's acting out of desperation. Chasing anything that is running from us is not love. It's desperation every single time. Every time. There's no exception to that rule. There is not one exception. It's always desperation. That's not love. This is about power, empowerment, magic, and you've got a strong guide helping you that you need to be sort of working into your daily rituals. You've got this power here. This is not something, this card, when someone gets this card, I don't want them to pass the moment by. I want you to embrace this moment and embrace the empowerment that's going to come from you saying, yeah, this is done because I decide it's done. Death. Because with death comes rebirth, and it's your rebirth. It's your rebirth, and it's going to be beautiful. So embrace that energy, okay? All right, go ahead, Stephanie. What was your question, Stephanie? Was it Stephanie? Yeah, Stephanie Sink. I need serious divine guidance. Am I doing all I should be? Are you doing all you should be in what? You're welcome, Marcy. Good luck. Sorry we couldn't get to you. I don't know what happened last night. Somehow we missed each other. I guess either you weren't around when I called you, or I don't know what happened, but I called you a few times and I think you had either left or something. So I'm glad we were able to get to it tonight. Life in general. Stephanie needs divine guidance about life in general. What is going on with these cards? I think you've got something new and of value coming in. The Ace of Pentacles keeps turning over every time I go to shuffle. So that's good. That means that there's value on the horizon. Well, materially probably. It's usually materially, financially. What does she need to know? Well, I feel like my hands and my cards are shuffling faster than my mind can process tonight. It's like they're going fast and I'm going slow. Lust, Prince of Cups, the Devil, Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So, two things happening here. When it comes to you and your personal life, your financial success, you're on a path of growth. The more you focus on you and what's important to you, the better off you're going to be, because you've got the High Priestess here, that Six of Pentacles behind her, which suggests balance in those areas, right? So the more you focus on you and what's important to you, the better off you're going to be. Then you've got the Lust card and the Prince of Cups. And I feel like this is about new beginnings in love, yes. The Lust card is really, it's kind of like the Strength card. in the traditional tarot. You can see, if you look at it, it's the Strength card. So in this deck, it's called Lust, and it's a little different. It is about the combining of energies of the masculine and feminine, right? It's baby-making energy, right? But it does start with, it doesn't start with giving everything of yourself, guys. It's a beautiful thing to love and to be loved and all that shit. Sorry. It is. It's beautiful. But it's, again, one last time. Where it begins is when you have a mutual respect, attraction, admiration for someone, and you both are square and solid and balanced in your own energies, and you can give equally to one another. There is no end to how special and beautiful a love can be when two people are willing to give equally to each other, to give and reciprocate. There's no end. It can go on and on. But when one person's giving and the other one's just going like this, it'll flow all right, and it'll flow all the way until one person's completely empty and wrecked and the other person's all full of themselves. No bueno. This is good things coming in for you in the near future. So you're definitely on the right path. This is the effect of balanced lust or love or both. The devil's here. The devil's here next to your Nine of Pentacles card. So you're being warned here about going too far. And see, it's always, not sometimes, it's always about the sweet spot. Everything is true only to a certain point. So to a certain point, it's true. Everything we've talked about protecting your energy, loving yourself, worrying about the things that are going to be best for you. But then there's a line you can cross where it becomes toxic and you're actually becoming egotistical, self-involved. So this is about being careful about finding that happy medium, finding the sweet spot and not taking it too far. Because when you cross over into that energy where there's not a balance between both, that's when it starts to get icky. I feel like there's something. Those three orbs in the center of the Nine of Pentacles have a big impact on me right now. So you're definitely and so did the Ace of Pentacles. There's something new here, something new, something starting out small, and something you can build on, right? Something you're going to really build on that's going to be beautiful. I don't know exactly what it is, but it feels really, really good. I like it. I don't really feel like there's anything urgent here. I don't have any urgent messages. I think the biggest thing is this High Priestess at the bottom of the deck is about you growing spiritually and growing into yourself and knowing yourself better. I feel like whenever someone's truly in this energy, they're so powerful. They're so strong. And they may not be getting a lot of what they want in the physical realm, but they're on their way to because they're spiritually taking care of themselves and putting themselves first. So that's a good energy for you. I like it. Hold on. Who else was next? I didn't see. I forgot who was next. Hang on one sec, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry. Janice. You're so welcome, Stephanie. I really like that you've got that High Priestess there as your sort of grounding energy. A lot of people get annoyed with the spiritual side of this, but that's what it really is all about. You can't work the physical part without the spiritual, and the spiritual is where you're on a path of real growth here, and that's really beautiful and special, so I like it. What messages from Spirit do I need to know about my current connection? Okay. What are the messages for Janice regarding her current connection? Eight of Cups. You're both having trouble moving. Here's the thing about this current connection. Both of you, not one of you, but both of you are having trouble moving closer toward one another. It's a nice connection, right? It's good. But here's why you're having trouble reading it. Don't worry so much about them. Look at yourself and where you have issues, and there's a lot of mirroring. This is one of those cases where it's okay. There's mirroring, so it's going to be easier for you than you think. Where are you having trouble because of something in the past that you're having trouble walking away from? You know, when we start to move towards someone new, we like it. It feels good. May even start to feel some love feelings, but there's a holdup. If you're still with somebody else, that's a big holdup, and it'll usually throw the brakes on, right? Even if you're not in love with the person you're with, if you're still with somebody, married to somebody, even like that really is a big roadblock. In this case, it doesn't feel like that, but it feels like there's something from your past, recent past, that you moved on from or had to kind of walk away from or emotionally or distance from. But as you go more into this current relationship, you're really moving away from that. And there's something unresolved there because you've got the Eight of Cups there. So there's a walking away from that, but it's not quite there because you've got all these aces in reverse. Like they can't come in yet. This new passion, this new truth, this new understanding. You've got Princess of Wands and you're growing into Queen of Wands. So this is about you. It's not really about them. It's about you growing into this Queen of Wands energy, which is so strong. But right now you're in the Princess of Wands. So you're kind of having to look at how your power is going to grow, how you're going to harness that flame and watch it grow. And it has to do really with not being afraid to truly walk away fully from something that you kind of there was a lot of spilled emotions in the recent past with someone. You've got to really walk away from that. But I have to say that your current person, they are having trouble doing the same thing and they may not be aware of it. They have a strong emotional hangover as well from someone from their past, and it's difficult for them to move on from that. It seems like it's difficult for both of you, and it's something you really need to look at. But I don't think I would worry about them too much. I would just worry about doing it for you, because as you do it, I think it'll kind of, usually when there's mirroring like this in a relationship, it continues. It doesn't stop. So usually if there is mirroring, and there clearly is some mirroring here, whether you realize it or not, it's going to continue. So you can fix problems. It's a little trick. It's a little magic trick that when there is mirroring, you can fix problems by fixing within yourself whatever you want them to fix in them. It just kind of works that way. It's a yin yang thing. It's pretty cool. Well, it's not really yin yang. It's kind of the opposite of yin yang. It's yin yin or yang yang. Anyway, that's where you're at. That's what's going on, and it's even though it feels like you're wondering what's going on with them, it's what's going on with you, and it's about learning to move on from things that have been difficult, getting rid of the emotional hangover from your past is the big thing for you. And it's also going to allow you to grow a lot from that Princess of Wands into the Queen of Wands. It's all about your own personal magic. You need to find a way, an outlet for your energy, a productive outlet for your energy that feels like it's empowering for you and it makes you feel like you're seeing things clearer. Because that mirror, you're looking at yourself, but it's also a way to see yourself, and by default to see your partner clearer, right? It's a way to see them clearer. It's like, let me see from the mystical, here it is. Mystical Shaman, the smoky mirror. This is your card. Like, you've got to learn to see clearer. And that smoky mirror is you. It's them and it's you. And it's seeing yourself and seeing them and seeing yourself, seeing both clearer. But you can do it just by focusing on you. You don't need to worry about them. That's going to work itself out naturally as you do the things you need to do within you and get rid of that emotional hangover. A little bit of it is battle with the darkness too, because I see like a little bit of this serpent energy. So it's like battle with the darkness, but that darkness isn't outside of you. It's within us. We all have the light and the darkness within us. That's what I'm saying. It's all really within us, and it's about recognizing those parts of ourselves and why they're there, and putting them to use instead of letting them hinder us. Okay? All right, good luck. Deborah is next. What is your question, Deborah? Deborah, where are you at? I know Deborah's here because I just saw a notif. There you are. I recently bought a house. Congratulations. You're welcome, Janice. Oh, really? Interesting. There's something changing that Deborah needs to be aware of. What's happening? Well, as far as the thing going wrong in the house, it's really important to bless the house, to really be grateful for the positive things. Make sure you see all the things that are going right. That's important. You know, you've got a home, you've got a beautiful, that type of thing. Treat it, make it feel loved, that type of thing. You did bring something with you into this you've got to let go of. You got that Four of Pentacles, and this is definitely about the home. You've brought this energy with you. That house, whoever was there before, those things weren't breaking. I know that sounds crazy. This person didn't sell you a lemon. Whatever, a lot of things weren't breaking before that are now, and it's not because you're bad. It's not that either, but it's about something you've got to work through. It's happening because you and the house have to work through and letting go. You got the star here. It's happening. Major arcana, major transformation. It's all about looking into that cup and seeing deep into your own soul, your own heart. You've got the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, there is change coming, but it's beautiful change. It's major growth. You've got so many good things. And you've also got this Knight of Pentacles coming in for you. You know how sometimes we have to do like maintenance on ourselves? A cleanse, whatever. Speaking of which, guys, we're doing a cleanse starting on June 21st if you want to join us with Purium. It's going to be super good. But when you have to do maintenance on yourself, it's not bad, it's good. And sometimes it comes up and it seems like an inconvenience, but it feels like that's what this is about with the house. It's reflecting the changes that are necessary, and they are necessary within you, but it's because of don't think about the changes or the maintenance so much as what they're helping you to prepare for. Because look at this, the 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, good things coming in for you, love. This is a stable relationship is what this feels like. I mean, that's two halves of the same heart. That's beautiful. That's what you're on the way toward, and that's why you're going through this major transformation. So I don't feel like any of this is bad. I feel like it's all really good and it's all really positive, but it's got to do with you. Yeah, really big yay. Like yay, because it's got to do with you recognizing the things that you have to deal with, the maintenance that has to be done here. It's about the house, but it's about your house. It's about your soul's home within your body. And, you know, we don't exist. A lot of times we separate the spiritual from the physical. That's not the truth, though. The truth is, as long as we're in this lifetime, we're both. We are spiritual and physical. We are 100% physical beings and 100% spiritual beings. And we're both of those things combined. We're not those things separately. We're not a spirit living in a body. We are our body. This is us too. We are all of these things, and you've got to take care of all of those things to the utmost to prepare you for what this is. This person will love you at your worst and at your best, but this person deserves you at your best. And that's what sort of this maintenance is about. And it's not about the physical. It's mostly about the spiritual, but if they both affect one another. So there's a lot of sickness that's being sort of removed as you deal with this maintenance. And it's reflected in a very physical way, or it's like third eye and then your seeing eyes are both doing it because you're seeing it in the home around you. Oh, the washing machine needs to be replaced. Oh, the dishwasher's broken. Oh, we need a new roof. Whatever it is that you're seeing in front of you, it's representative. And it's to remind you, it's to notify you. The red alert goes off in the third eye. Oh, that needs to happen here too, okay? I think that's beautiful. I think that shows a lot of confidence in spirit, a lot of faith, but I think it's also going to be daunting. And this is sort of that, you know, that reminder that this is going to be daunting, but this is your card today. This is your card for sure, and it's a beautiful card. I wish you the best. Beautiful. All about transformation. It's that Aquarius energy, and we're moving full speed ahead, guys. Full speed ahead into the age of Aquarius. We really are. It's good stuff right there. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm gonna close the list, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take one last question from Z. Z, what did you want to ask? And I'm closing the list for the night because I'm getting sleepy, guys. I'll be back Sunday night, if not before. And personal readings, if you want to get a personal reading, same as always. I'm scheduling some for this weekend right now, actually. You are on fire tonight. Lovely listening. Thank you. What's your question, girl? Cool, Lilith. Lilith energy, Mars, Lilith. Oh, Rebecca, we didn't get to do... I'm going to finish yours and send you a video, Rebecca, on Skype, because I think it's just kind of some private stuff anyway. As you said, if someone avoids you, reach a point despite love where you don't want them. Right, yeah. I don't understand the question. Did you want... I thought you want... Did you want to ask a question, Z? Anyway, I feel you. I agree with you, and I think that's great that you have that recognition and that you are at that place. That's really good. Yeah, Rebecca, I'm gonna wrap yours on Skype and just send you a video. So I hope you guys all, hey LZ House, I hope you guys all have a great Friday night. Take care of yourself. Do some meditations, and don't let anyone, you know, push you aside or like make you feel like you're not special because you are.